Now list out the formulas of Bohr atomic model. I've listed some. First one, kz e square upon r square equal to mv square upon r. This is actually, we are equating Coulombic force with centrifugal force. Next, mvr equal to nh upon 2 pi, where mvr, mass, velocity, radius, is angular momentum, is equal to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, where n is 1, 2 or infinity, any. N is also a shell number. Radius of atom can be measured. Radius equal to n square h square upon 4 pi square m k z e square, where if you put the values of all the constants, you will get r equal to 0.529 n square upon z, angstrom minute. If you want to have this in meters, simply multiply 10 raised to minus 10. Velocity formula equal to 2 pi k z e square upon nh. When we put all the values of constants, you will get velocity equal to 2.18 into 10 raised to 6 z upon m. This is in meter per second. You can make it 2.2 also for better, easier way to calculate. Next is total energy equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy, where kinetic energy is kz e square upon 2r and potential energy is minus kz e square upon r. When we add them, we'll get total energy as minus kz e square upon 2r. When we put the value of r, this one over there, then total energy becomes minus 2 pi square k square z square e power 4 divided by n square h square. Put the values of constants apart from z square and n square, keep it separate. Then we'll get minus 21.8 into 10 raised to minus 19 z square upon n square. This is in terms of joule of one individual atom. If you want to measure for 1 mole, then you can multiply this with 6 into 10 raised to 23, then it becomes joule per mole of atoms. Otherwise, for let us say random number like 10 moles, 10 atoms, 100 atoms, then simply multiply that 10, 100 atoms there. So joule can be converted to electron volt, then it becomes minus 13.6 z square upon n square electron volt per atom. Here also, to increase the number of atoms, simply multiply that many atoms. If it is for 1 mole, then multiply 6 into 10 raised to 23. Next, difference between the energy difference between two orbits can be written as energy of excited state or final state minus energy of initial state. So here this is energy of final state minus energy of initial state. The difference is always of one quantum. So one quantum energy is h nu or hc upon lambda. So when we put that constants, EF as this value, energy of final while keeping n as nf, EI again same but while keeping n as ni, then we'll get to have this formula, that is 1 upon lambda equal to r z square into 1 upon n initial square minus 1 upon n final square. So n final stands for higher shell number, ni stands for lower shell number, where r is called as Rydberg constant. For calculation purpose, you can use as 1 into 10 raised to 7 meter nodes. So apart from this formulae, we can also have something called as time period. Time period nothing but time needed or time taken for complete revolution. Now here we are talking about atom moving in a circular manner. So from here to here, to complete one circle, how much time is needed? So that becomes time period. Definitely electron is moving here with some velocity. So we know velocity equal to distance traveled upon time. So here we have to calculate time. So time equal to distance traveled is actually circular motion. So time equal to, this will be distance upon velocity. Now distance is just a circumference, that is 2 pi r, divided by velocity. We know this is the formula, so time I'll take it as t, divide is equal to 2 pi r divided by v. When we put the value of radius as this one and velocity as this one, then t equal to 2 pi, radius will be n square h square divided by 4 pi square m k z e square, and velocity is 2 pi k z, 2 pi k z e square divided by n h. So let me list out all constant together. So 2 pi will get cancelled there. So n square h square, they will become now n cube h cube divided by 2 pi will get cancelled, k will be there, z will be there, so 4 pi square m k square z square e power 4. So let us call all constant as one particular constant. So this becomes t equal to, apart from n cube which is variable and z is variable, z square, rest all let me call it as t naught. So time period is related like this, time period is equal to t naught, all this constant value, which is not needed because velocity, radius and energy are more important formulas. This time period is not that much important, but you have to know how time period is connected with the shell number and how time period is connected with the atomic number. As atomic number increases, then what happens to time? As number of shell increases, then what happens to time for the resolution of one particular resolution. So that you have to remember. And this is time taken for one complete resolution. If you say reverse, so this formula, let me just list here, 7, that is time period t equal to t naught into n cube divided by z square. So here you no need to know the value of t naught, only as I told you that relation between n and z with the t is needed. So you can look at this, radius, velocity and energy, how z and n are connected. Similarly time period relation with n and z you have to know. This is one more formula, not much needed, but you have to remember. And the reverse of this, number of revolution per 1 second, that becomes the frequency. So frequency is reciprocal of this, that is number of revolution in 1 second. Number of revolution in 1 second. So this is time taken for complete one resolution. So reverse, that means here I'll say frequency as f. Don't get confused with the frequency that we have studied for electromagnetic theory. There I know that we have the formula there, E is equal to h nu. Here nu is frequency. This is the frequency, nothing but number of waves per second. So this is for the wave which is going like this. So number of waves per second. So that is represented as nu there. But here I am saying electron revolving in a circular manner inside the atom. This frequency is different. So here number of revolution, number of revolution per 1 second. How many revolutions are happening in 1 second? That is what frequency is. So that's why this frequency I call as f. So if you look at the definition, you can understand. So that is simply a reciprocal. So here time needed for one resolution, here number of revolution in 1 second. So they are reciprocal. So we right now know time period So then frequency will be 1 upon this. So that means z square divided by T naught NQ. So this is the frequency formula. Here frequency nothing but number of revolution per second. This is for the electron moving inside particular orbit. If it is moving, you can understand here as shell number increases, so frequency decreases, number of revolution decreases. So this is another formula that you have to remember. So frequency, F stands for frequency here, which is something different than that of the frequency that we have seen for in electromagnetic radiation. So don't get confused with this. So along with this, sometimes acceleration also, you have to know. Acceleration, we know velocity upon time. So 1 upon time is frequency. So velocity into frequency. So velocity formula we have, acceleration I'll just keep as A. So A equal to velocity is 2 pi kz e square divided by nh, and for frequency I will use that is z square divided by T naught into n cube. Here T naught may have some values that can be get cancelled with this. So because we have just assumed them as T naught, so what I can do is I will put one constant and just leaving this z here, so this becomes z cube, and one more n here, this becomes n power 4. So acceleration is connected with this. So most of the time this constant value is given to you as some k, or it is not needed. Only the relation between acceleration and the shell number and the atomic number is needed. So this is another formula that you have to remember. Acceleration is equal to some constant into z cube divided by n power 4. Let's solve some